higher goal for nowadays. Full 8 flags.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure which they need to X, so then I'm Xing everything, and then I got double digits in there.
$260 is too far off, especially when you get good. They might need 110. That's almost like 99 straight over. Not a lot of push.
We see that all the time. We're going to do this before the meeting starts. Oh, Robin, you kill so many trees when you do this.
Actually, you can blame the Region 5 for doing that. It's about complete streets and road diet.
Oh, yeah, I got all this.
I just gathered up their copies when I was at the meeting.
Yeah, I got all this.
And this one has coffee all over it.
Coffee? In case you get up earlier, you can come out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we've got a group in town working on this already. Sheila Funk and Chris Bondley are already working on this. So you talked to them?
Not recently, but if you'll remember right, Theresa and I presented that last year.
Oh.
Tried to.
They're working on it though. I mean, they took it, they're running with it. Yep.
Maybe they have some place to run with it.
No, they're working on it, so.
He's young, and that's why you can see that.
It's not going to snow.
Could be some flakes, he said. That's all I said.
We'll call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. Public forum is the first item of business, 3-minute limit. Individuals may address the city council about an item not including on the agenda. Speakers are required to state their name, address for the council records, and limit the remarks to 3 minutes or less. Speakers are requested to frame their comments around items that fall within the authority of the city council. Generally, the city council will not take official actions on items discussed at this time, but may place them on file, take the matter under advisement, refer the matter to staff or a committee for future report, or direct the matter to be placed on an upcoming agenda. Anybody want to speak?
Yes, I would like to. Robin Hensel, 807 First Street Southeast. In a repeat performance, the council president and the mayor again denied me the right to present complete streets and road diet, just as they did last year with no believable excuse. I am appalled that my friend and fellow citizen and fellow candidate Theresa recently met with hostility by Councilor Lauren Boyum and others at the City Cable Board meeting at Great River TV. Theresa has a hearing problem, as does Lauren. So when Theresa made it known that she couldn't hear and wished to be close so she could hear, Lauren, as a representative of all constituents, not just those he likes, should have advocated on her behalf. Instead, when she entered the back of the studio, he rudely refused to look at her or return her greeting. He proceeded to gather some chairs and set them up several feet away from the meeting table where Theresa and I have sat before, and said, "You're not allowed to sit with us at the table. This is the gallery, this is where you can sit." Theresa asked why, and he responded, "Because this is a city council function, so we're going to have a gallery here just like at City Hall." After another man told Theresa and Lauren that the meeting would be held in the front of the building, they both proceeded up front. Chairs were once again set up behind the meeting table to create a new gallery again from the table. Theresa pulled up a chair behind an empty chair at the end of the table because she wanted to be able to hear the meeting. "You can't sit there," said Scott Wunderlich. "I'm a little hard of hearing, I can't hear people from over there," said Theresa. "It doesn't matter. You'll have to sit in the gallery or leave the meeting," said Wunderlich. "Why?" asked Theresa. "You're not part of this meeting. We don't have to explain anything to you," barked Wunderlich. Theresa then moved her chair back to the gallery area and from there pulled it behind another empty chair at the table, and she was told once again she could not sit that close. "You can't sit that close," she was told. Exasperated, she said, "Why? Are you afraid I'll contaminate you?" "We placed chairs over there because that's where we want the gallery. Move your chair back there or leave," said one of them. Superintendent Stephen Jones sat idly by as he witnessed County Public Defender and the president of Great River Arts bully Theresa. Her request to be seated where she could hear the meeting was a reasonable request that cost them nothing. Hasn't this group heard of the kindness campaign? This clown-like, belligerent behavior of city representatives continues to stain this city. It's no wonder Little Falls has become the laughing stock of Minnesota. The labels lawless council, constitution-free zone, and graveyard of democracy are befitting. What will it take for this nonsense to stop? Shame on this entire group for treating Theresa this way. And I'd like to remind this group, towns that are afraid of expressing differences of opinions or always looking to the same
Sorry, your time is up.
people to determine their paths are destined for trouble, and that's for Boomtown.
Anybody else want to speak?
Sure. Jody Scott Wilson, 14797 Timber Trail. I'm going to tag off of briefly what Robin said. The only time while Robin was reading, the only time I saw the mayor respond was to sneer at the response that she read of Theresa having said. And for all of the really inappropriate and obnoxious things that Robin read that were said by city representatives, it's surprising to me that the only time that you even demonstrated a hint of being indignant was at Theresa's very appropriate response. And you know, I mean, most communities are happy to have people come in and volunteer, and you know, Robin brings ideas all of the time, all of which you are continuously shutting down, and you know, and then you hand off to somebody else to run with. And you know, and it's really unfortunate that you know, that you can't take, you know, the group of people that you want to work with and just bring everybody together and utilize all of the talent that you have in the community, as opposed to continuously, you know, picking and choosing who gets to be a part of the little party and who doesn't. And so, and beyond that, you know, last week at the last city council, Jeremy Handler raised questions about a $600 piece of plywood. He was the only person who was in attendance who actually asked, why are you paying $600 for a piece of plywood? It was a valid, legitimate question, one that we never completely got the answer to, because Kathy stepped in and started answering for Greg Kimmon. Now, the function of each of the counselors here is to represent their constituents and to ask those very types of questions. And it's not the first time that I've been in on a council meeting where Kathy has stepped in and intercepted. And, you know, my comment to that is, you know, if the constituency wanted Kathy to sit in everybody's seat, they would have elected her to that. And, you know, and I want to encourage the people on council to continue asking questions and to continue representing the people who sent you there, who have a right to know why we're paying $600 for a sheet of plywood. So, thank you.
Anybody else want to speak?
I'd like to say something, you know, just before Jeremy asked that, I was thinking of asking the same thing. And it wasn't just for the plywood, it wasn't one sheet. There was other work that went with it. And Jeremy was just asking to make sure he understood. And he still felt, he voted against it, right? He still felt that was a little bit too much for the job, but you know, I've been on little patch jobs like that, and that actually, sometimes they cost more than actually doing a big job. So, and I'm happy people come in here. I am. I was looking at Kathy, I know her, she's my sister. I didn't see a sneer, but maybe what you think is a sneer versus what I think. That's fine, but
I smiled at Mr. James back there because he is a friend and I'm glad he came. Jody, you're making assumptions.
that's fine. Let her assume. She has that right. Anyway, I just had to say something about the $600.
You have the right to assume.
We'll go on to the informational meeting.